Yo, yo, yo. What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. And before we get started, would y'all mind liking this video, commenting on this video, sharing this video, as well as hitting the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm going live and dropping content on the channel. Man, oh man, I am pissed, bro. I can't hold you. I am upset. Sorry about that. As I'm doing Frank Martin, Tank Davis post fight reaction. Again, man, I'm highly upset, man, because I was really rooting for Frank Martin. Not that I was really rooting against Tank Davis or anything on that matter, but just really wanted to see this guy succeed, see this young man, take his career to the next level. But unfortunately, I don't think anybody living on planet Earth thought that Frank Martin was going to beat Tank Davis, including me. I do think that Tank Davis needs to start fighting levels on fight. He needs to start fighting fighters on his level, man. You know what I mean? I'm tired of seeing Tank Davis fight guys that he's clearly better than. Nobody thought Tank Davis. Nobody thought Ryan Garcia was better than Tank Davis. Nobody thought Rolly was better than Tank Davis. Nobody thought Isaac Cruz was better than Tank Davis. Nobody thought Frank Martin was better than Tank Davis, bro. The people that we, you know, kind of guess and play boxing debates with, as far as who could be better than Tank, is Devin Haney, Shakur, Loma, and Tio. Now I think Loma is kind of out of the sweepstakes at this point. You know, as he's getting a little older, he's taking some losses, but those other guys, man, they're regarded as the four kings. And I know Devin Haney has moved on, got out of the 135 division, but still, man, this dude just always fighting guys that he knows and we know he can beat. And the only people that be impressed with these kind of victories are his fans, his stands, because I'm a Tank Davis fan, you know what I mean? But I'm not no Tank Davis stan, respectfully. But at the end of the day, yeah, man, I'm upset, man. I'm looking to book a flight real quick to Vegas so I can whoop Frank Martin ass. This dude, bro, first 3 rounds, and I had him, really winning the first 3 rounds clearly. The last 2 rounds, he was still doing his thing, but he got touched up a little bit. Yeah, he got touched up a little bit. Uh, but at the end of the day, he was still doing his thing. Derrick James told him what I was thinking, what I thought would be it's a key to victory for every fight, man. You know what I mean? Everybody can't do that rope a dope. Everybody be trying to do that stuff, man. That shit don't work, bro. It don't work no more. Everybody's too athletic. Everybody's too, what I'm saying, quick with it. Everybody's got a strategy for that strategy. As soon as I seen Frank Martin abandon the jab and start, putting his back on the ropes, bro, I just was getting nervous. I thought he would be able to somehow, some way work that strategy, but he just abandoned his jab, man. The first 3 rounds that I had him winning, clearly, he established his jab. He kept Tank off of him. Now I know Tank was kind of pressing him and coming forward, but at that point, you keep the jab going, bro. Every time he threw a jab at Tank, Tank kind of got up off of him for a second. It's only when he stopped throwing punches and would put his back up against the wall, against the ropes, that he would start, the Tank would jump on him. And at the end of the day, Tank started timing him because he was so predictable. Frank Warren was so predictable, so damn scary, man. Just ridiculous, bro. I'm tired of these dudes, man. This is why I can't be into boxing full time, bro. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I could never be a full time boxing analyst or a boxing, YouTube dude, because these niggas be too much, bro. They just don't fight how I think somebody that's in their positions should fight. If I'm Frank Martin, I'm laying it all out on the line, bro. I'm not throwing no more punches until the end of the fight. You know what I mean? He literally stopped throwing punches, bro. He went from a puncher to a punching bag in a round's time. Tank Davis was able to get the knockout in the 8th round. Clear knocked Frank Martin out cold. I don't even think Frank Martin got a 10 count or 8 count, whichever one they was running. I don't think he even got that. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just saying I'm upset because I'm tired of these dudes. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm tired of Tank Davis. Excuse me. I'm tired of Tank Davis fighting B-level fighters, bro. I am. I'm tired of him going into these fights acting like he there's some kind of competition there. There's not. You know what I mean? I feel like Shakur Stevenson has the defense to offset a lot of what Tank does. I feel like Devin Haney has the skill set to offset a lot of what Tank Davis does. I think Tio has the athleticism to keep up with Tank. Why ain't he fighting those dudes, bro? Yeah, it's just so annoying. That's why I could never be into boxing full time. These dudes ain't boxers, man. They divas. They pick and choose who they gonna fight, and not in no kind of competitive way. You know what I mean? They only go for fighters that they know they can beat. When I look at this Tank Martin, when I look at Tank Davis resume, and now that he got Frank Martin on it, I don't feel no better about it. I don't feel any better about Tank Davis' resume. And I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I'm just tired of Tank Davis being the quote unquote face of boxing, the quote unquote best out there, and he's only fighting B level fighters. When I look at his resume, I see B level fighters. I don't look at Rolly and think he a superstar. I don't think Isaac Cruz is no superstar. I don't think Ryan Garcia is a superstar. Dead ass. All these dudes are B level fighters. They're exciting. They have, things that they do. Frank Martin is exciting. He has things that he does, but he's a contender. He was an up and coming contender. I don't believe nobody asked for this fight. I didn't. You know what I mean? I wanted to see Frank Martin versus Shakur, to be honest. Although, I definitely had Shakur winning that. That would have been more interesting. Everybody had Tank Davis fighting uh, Devin Haney. Or, in my opinion, let's throw Tio in there. I would love to see Tio and Tank go at it, bro. But I'm tired of him fighting these B level fighters that everybody in the world knows he's gonna beat. Um, Even the dude that he's fighting knows that he's gonna get beat up. Frank Martin looked timid as hell out there. You could tell the lights was too bright for Frank. Man, he kept, like I said, he did his thing in the first 3 rounds. I think he was just, excited. And like I said, he laid down the jab. He was doing his thing with the jab. He had a couple counters. And then at some point around that fifth, sixth round, he just started putting his back on the ropes, man. And that's why I hate that. That's why I say, bro, these niggas, bro, these niggas today, man, they don't fight how I would fight if I was in a position. If I'm Frank Martin, I'm leaving it all out on the lines. No cap. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of the fact. But anyway, shout out to Tank Davis, man. I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I only wanted Frank Martin to win this fight because I believed if Tank Davis took a loss, that would have made him come outside. He would have definitely would have had to come outside and redeem himself, take a couple fights. He said, in the promotion of this fight that he was on some kind of 6 contract deal, I believe, with the PBC. And he said that Devin Haney and I believe Shakur Stevenson was on that contract. So he used their names to sell this fight. Now I want to see it because I don't want to see Tank fight no more B level fighters. I'm sorry. Frank Martin is a B level. I don't think of Frank Martin as a superstar. I think Tank Davis is a superstar, respectfully. I think Devin Haney is a superstar. I think Tio is a superstar. But I do not think Frank Roley, Isaac Cruz, uh, De Los Santos, I don't know all these names, man. These niggas these B level fighters should be fighting each other. Frank should be fighting Roley. That would have been a much more better fight. Frank and Rolly Romero. Frank Martin versus Rolly. That's a B versus a B. Frank versus Esau Crew. That's a B versus a B plus. I think I'm gonna give Esau a little bit more credit, but that's not you know what I mean. Tank Davis is an A plus plus fighter versus Frank Martin B fighter, B minus, because Frank ain't proved nothing to nobody. Frank been fighting a bunch of C level fighters to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of the fact, bro. Like, golly, man. And then, the most annoying part is the Tank Davis stands. Because, like I say, I'm a Tank Davis fan. I've been rocking with Brody since day one, if not earlier. But the Tank Davis stands going to be running around the internet talking about, oh, Tank ain't got to fight T.O. Tank ain't got to fight Shakur. Tank ain't got to fight. It's like, yes, he do, nigga. I'm bootlegging all of his fights. Shout out to the bootleg gang. I ain't buy this weak ass fight. And I hate to do that because David Benavidez was on the fight. I support that young brother, and I want to see him, move up in the ranks. But excuse my Italian, y'all. Forget Frank. I mean, forget Tank, bro. I'm not buying no more of these fights I don't ask for, bro. That's me personally. That's how I protest the boxing, industry. When they put together these fights that nobody asked for, cool. I bet. I'm bootlegging it, bro. Shout out to the bootleg gang, bro, because I just don't understand why these dudes don't fight each other. Why Tank won't come outside for Shakur? Shakur been calling Tank out years. What's my man's name? Devin Haney been calling Tank out for years, bro. Well, we got to sit here and suffer through Tank Davis and um, Frank Martin. Forgive me, bro. I don't remember nobody calling for that fight this time last year. You know, this time last year, nobody was saying, man, Frank Martin, man, he the next prospect. No, nobody was saying that, bro. Again, and if we talking about, if you want to kind of compare it to something, the same way we comparing, well, the same way we saying Jerron Boots Ennis should get Bud. You know what I mean? That's like the quote unquote B plus fighter versus an A plus fighter. That's a fight that people are calling for, people want to see. I would pay for. Excuse me, but I'm not finna pay for no A plus fighter versus a B minus fighter, bro. Say what you want. You know what I mean? I feel like me paying for this fight would have just justified all of the malarkey that we got to deal with in the boxing industry. Shit is already corrupt. You know what I mean? Everybody knows boxing is corrupt. The shit is already, too many fanboys in boxing. You know what I mean? You can hardly break down fights the way we used to. We can actually enjoy it like we used to talk about in the barbershops. But, you know what I'm saying? All in all, man, I'm not trying to hate on Tank. I'm not trying to, spit on his victory. I'm not trying to, like I said, I ain't no hater, respectfully. But I'm not asking for this fight. I didn't want this fight. I don't know who called for this fight. I don't know how we even got this fight, bro. I don't know how this fight came about. I understand Shakur was kind of, doing his thing, and I mean Frank Martin was doing his thing, and he kind of used this fight as leverage. But at the end of the day, nobody asked for this fight, and then once we got the fight, it was a foregone conclusion. What everybody knew was gonna happen happened. Tank Davis KO Frank Martin in the second half of the fight. Everybody knew this was gonna happen. I could run past every prediction video and it would say the same thing. Frank Martin fight is over by the eighth round. You know what I mean? But shout out to the bootleg game, man. I am upset. Like I say, I'm looking to book me a flight to Vegas so I can whoop Frank Martin ass. Cause bro came out. Y'all know I'm an Errol Spence guy, man. So I've been rocking with Frank Martin since he first got in the boxing ring. Been able to see his come up, damn near start to finish. Not start to finish, but seeing his come up, in the start, from the start. And like I say, Frank Martin, man, he was at least easily 2, 3 fights away from this part. You know what I mean? Getting a Tank Davis fight. Alley cat. But anyway, yeah, man. Frank Martin. Yeah, man. Unfortunately for him, this wasn't the fight for him, man. This was not the fight for him. Tank Davis is levels above him. Um, I don't think anybody again, like I say, would wanted this fight. Tank Davis stands. We're going to have to deal with them for another year or so. Whenever Tank get back in the ring. This is annoying, man. This is annoying. And shout out to Derek James, for doing his thing. Derek James literally told Frank Martin what I was thinking. As far as this fight goes, like get off the ropes, bro. Get in the middle of the ring. Anytime that was in the middle of the ring, he had a chance. He was ducking, dodging, jabbing, everything we wanted Frank Martin to do. All of the little things that we thought he could possibly do to win this fight, he was doing it when the fight was in the middle of the ring. As soon as he started getting on those ropes around, well, around like the fourth, fifth, sixth round, in between there, it kind of gradually increased. I knew it was gonna be trouble for him, bro. And Tank Davis was really just hunting him at that point. And I'm not even saying Frank could have. I didn't even think Frank was gonna knock him out, but he could definitely outpoint him. You know what I mean? You get your give back. Frank get a good lick on you, you go get your lick back. You could have did that the whole night. And like I said, if he would have kept his jab going, you know what I mean? That it's just pissing me off, bro. And not in no hater kind of way. It's just I don't want to see Tank Davis fight any more B-level fighters. Respectfully, I don't want to see it anymore, man. There's nothing entertaining about it. Nothing about it says, this is elevating boxing, and it's just getting, it's wearing on my psyche, bro. Because all these the stands gonna act like this was some kind of test for Frank. I mean, I'll keep getting these niggas mixed up. His stands gonna act like it was some kind of test for him. You know what I'm saying? I've kind of seen the narrative developing as the fight was, as they were doing the promotion for the fight. I seen his stands going crazy. Oh yeah, this is his toughest fight. Tank never fought no black. Yeah, Tank ain't never fought no A-level fighter either. How come we don't never bring that up? Tank ain't never fought another fighter that we thought was on his level. Nobody, no Tank stand can say that they was ever nervous before a fight. All these niggas be comfortable going into this fight, and if whoever Tank does fight, those names I just Rolly, Eastside Cruz, if they was to beat him, it would have been the shock of the century. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody expects these guys to beat Tank Davis, man. It's not like an Ali versus Joe Frazier deal. You know what I mean? It's not like a Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence deal. You know what I mean? Where it's a 50-50 fight. No, Tank Davis has never been in a 50-50 fight, not once in his career. But that's all I got for y'all on this one. We're going to top out for the 101 morning show. We'll cover this a little bit more as well as the David Benavidez fight. Um, the Gary Anton Russell fight. I just got word Sabril Matias got whooped out there on his home turf. So there's a lot of stuff to talk about in sports. In addition to the Las Vegas Aces, New York Liberty had their finals rematch today. That was a pretty good matchup. A number of things that happened in sports today, but we'll get at it in the morning. Let's go, Tank. Hey, for sure, man. Shout out to my boy Dev with my thoughts, my opinion, sports. Yeah, I'm proud of him, bro. That's why I say I had to do my post-fight reaction. I'm not trying to sound like a hater. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of Tank, but I don't want to see Tank fight no more B-level fighters, bro. I need Tank to get in that ring and fight a 50. I need to be nervous next time Tank get in the fight. You know what I'm saying? I need to see him versus Shakur Stevenson. That's honestly the only fight left. I would like to see him versus Tio. I think that'll be a decent fight, as far as Tio's athleticism. Might be able to match Tank Davis' athleticism. But the only fight I really want to see is Shakur versus Tank, bro. I don't want to see him in no more of these exhibitions versus B-level fighters. Because respectfully, Frank Martin is one of my guys, but he is not no A++ fighter. He ain't no superstar. He ain't no prize fighter. I want to see Tank, the prize fighter, fight another prize fighter. You know what I'm saying? He kind of waited out Devin Haney to get his loss, respectfully. You know what I mean? Like I said, I ain't trying to say no hater stream. But at the same time, I need to see Tank in the Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford type fight, where it's literally 50-50. And prior to that fight, nobody, seen that coming. Errol Spence getting whooped the way he did. That's my guy. But the whole 5-year build up before that fight, everybody knew it was a 50-50 deal. Was it gonna be Errol's pressure versus Bud Crawford's, switch hitting? We didn't know who was gonna win. Respectfully, I'm not trying to even sound like a hater, but I want to see Tank in that kind of situation. I want to be able to buy a fight because I'm not buying them. I ain't buy this fight. I've been protesting since the Charlo and Canelo fight. I'm tired of these. I don't know who's putting these damn fights together that nobody asked for. Nobody asked for Charlo versus Canelo. Nobody asked for Tank versus Frank. You know what I mean? So I'm tired of these. Who's ever put these fights together, whether it's Tank himself or the WBA or the promoter, I don't care. I'm not. It's bootlegging until further notice. In addition to that, I want to see Tank, the prize fighter, fight another prize fighter. And really, the only guy left on the list is Shakur Stevenson. Maybe Tio. See what Tio's head where his mind state is at. Before the fight, but all in all, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. Shout out again to my boy Dev for my thoughts, my opinions. We're gonna link up soon, bro. It is your boy Tony the Savant. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live. We'll be back for the morning show. I'm gonna catch me some Z's and Y'all have a good night, man. Peace.